Hello, happy November, Quotables listeners. My name is Lex, and I am joined with my co-host Ernie. Ernie, say hi to the nice people.
Hello, hello. How are you, Lex?
I am good, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing well, dude. A little bit tired, a little bit sluggish, dude. Had some long nights. If those who are new to the podcast here, I just had my daughter like a week ago
Yes,
now.
congratulations.
Thank you.
She will be a guest star soon, I hope.
Yeah, she's been watching a lot of movies with me. A lot of, especially the one we're gonna review today. You see,
Is that really appropriate?
very inappropriate movie. Or did you say appropriate?
Appropriate, is that very appropriate?
I was like, both and both, I guess.
For her.
But I'll let you introduce the film here.
Yeah, we are watching the 2005 film Wedding Crashers. Ernie's pick because simply he loves his Vince Vaughn.
I do, and I for a while I kept telling Lex like I wanted to do this whole long month of Vince Vaughn, but you can't have too much Vince Vaughn, I guess.
Yeah, it's just a little.
It's just a little too much, and so someone's gonna like do in the comments like, no, yeah, everything Vince.
It's like that Community episode of when they the Nicolas Cage.
Oh
like,
yeah,
I don't watch too much Nicolas Cage.
and he's all what is he?
Oh my god, almost like a cop. Yeah, Wedding Crashers is a classic movie. It's such a fun movie. I really enjoy watching this movie. I've watched it plenty of times. I know Ernie has as well.
Yeah.
So it's a long overdue. We are in November, getting close to the holidays. If you were tuning into our Halloween special series, we appreciate it. That was a lot of fun. But now we're just getting back on track here.
Yeah, we're getting back into the movies because we have this big old list of our notes, just a ton of movies that we want to go through. And this is one of the ones that I've been like just really excited to do since we first started. But for some reason, we're like, we got to get these other ones done before we get into Wedding Crashers. And I'm super psyched to get into it now, dude.
You're right. Well, Baba Ganoush, let's get into it. Wedding Crashers, man. I mean, this movie was tough to like take notes because Vince Vaughn speaks so fast. Like
he really does.
He has so many things. He's like, and what was the Vince Vaughn movie we did before this? Starsky and Hutch. Is that the only one?
I think it was Starsky and Hutch, but I might be mistaken. But he does a lot of, he has he just doesn't talk fast either. He like moves around with his body a lot in this one, a little bit more. And dude, it's so freaking hilarious, bro. I was telling Lex prior to the starting this. This movie, I mean, there's two main protagonists. We got Owen Wilson and we got Vince Vaughn here. But it feels like Vince Vaughn is like the scene stealer in most of the film.
Yeah.
But it does feel like Owen Wilson was supposed to be like the main one, right? Mm-hmm. Because kind of the story revolves around him a little bit more.
Pretty much. I mean, yeah, it's more focused on both, and then like towards like maybe midway, it starts getting more to him. Not even midway, a little less than midway. Mm-hmm. But it's still very much both of them. But yeah, I would agree, Owen Wilson. So I always forget this every time I start this movie. Their job, they're like divorce mediators.
Yeah,
like they're trying to so they opens up, with the divorce, and they're just talking, and it's like, oh wow, the wedding was beautiful. We love the wedding. He's also like, pizza baby, there's music in the air, and they're all shout, wow, But yeah, it's like literally just fast talking, like just super quick, and I love the beginning because like the guy has the same idea as everyone. He's like, can you guys just stop talking? But they do it well though. They do their job well. It seems like because at first this couple's like hating each other, and then like they kind of agree on some stuff. Like, so yeah, I always forget that. I'm like, damn, I always forget what their job is.
Yeah, no, dude, I always every time I've watched this movie a lot of times or many times. It sounded weird, but like I always forget that they even have that job, where that's kind of like the job that helps them find these weddings. Somehow that makes sense. Yeah, that all connected. It all connects to what's going on, and then that's why Vince Vaughn always comes up with, I got what we're gonna do this summer or whatever. Like he has like a plan of things that he's gonna do, and
he says he has like 17 weddings booked up, right? Like,
yeah, which is, dude, what a great like way to live in a sense, dude. You're always partying, dude. If you guys haven't been to a wedding, weddings are freaking fun. Bro, like everyone's at their best. Well, I don't know. I haven't been to a bad one yet.
Yeah.
But everyone's drinking, everyone's having a good time. Usually, the family drama is like put to the side, and everyone's just like freaking having a great time dancing and singing and stuff. So I don't know. Maybe you've had a bad one.
I really haven't, but I mean, I've heard. You get those stories.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah.
But yeah, they mediate divorces, but how many couples have they broken up just by going to these weddings? Okay, because
I know, right?
I remember at the end when John is Owen Wilson's character, he's making out, trying to kiss the bride. He's all messed up. He's all.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, yeah.
No. I was gonna say that he starts like trying to sing and he like goes through the freaking
band.
the band, like the freaking drum set. Dude, I don't know why that scene bothers me, but like him breaking that drum, like that middle drum.
Expensive.
It's expensive, yeah, dude. You know how pricey those are?
Come on, dude. It's all right. It's a movie.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, so like well, he introduces that they're gonna do these weddings, and like he comes in all serious, and he's like, "We're gonna go to some weddings." He's all, "It's wedding season, baby!" And they're all excited. And then John's like, "You sandbagging son of a bitch!" And he's like, "You gotta grab that net and catch that beautiful butterfly, pal." But dude, these dudes, they got some balls, man. Like I don't know, like I mean, I know there's people that are probably like this and like they do this stuff, but like going to these weddings and just acting, they're going to like different ethnicity weddings, and they're just pulling it off, man. Somehow, like the first one, it's like a Jewish wedding.
Yeah,
they're all just like all into it. At one point, they're making the speech. It's like it says in the old country, like, oh, it's so funny.
It's crazy. You're right. They're so ballsy. I keep rewatch. Like I said, we watch the movie a lot, and I'm always thinking like, what is the cause of them just having this type of like just overall like gimmick for like these characters that they end up pulling off, you know what I mean? And like I think at the end of it, you got to think like you got to realize like they don't know these people and those people don't know them, so they can act completely different than anyone who they really are, you know what I mean? So I think it's like a role playing thing for them. It just gets fun and they can pull out as much as they do, but then you start to realize that they actually do their research.
Yeah.
Just in case anything pops up where they're like, how do you know this person? And then they're like, they have
that. They're connected somehow. Yeah, dude, these guys, they're sweet. But like, we're talking about that, how they're trying to put in these acts. And then you even see him slipping up because he's like, we lost a lot of good men out there. And he's like, playing for the Yankees? He's like, yeah, from all the trades and all that. He's like, I don't want to talk about it.
It's just my favorite scene. I'm sorry, we're getting into it because I generally sometimes forget this scene where it comes from. But when like Vince Vaughn's a big, imposing fella, dude. He's a big dude, and like there's this girl and she's hugging him, and he says, "I feel so small in your arms."
She goes, "Really?" She's like, "How tall are you?" He's all 6'5", but I feel like 4 feet.
Oh God!
My favorites is they have Owen Wilson. He's like, you know how they say we use 10% of our brains? I think we only use 10% of our hearts. This whole montage is so sweet because like you see like how we were talking about, like you see family members like, who are those people? And then the one guy's like, oh, that's Uncle Luigi's son, the baker. And like they all have like they've covered their grounds, everyone. And it's like, and I guess it makes sense. Like, it was a big wedding. Like, how can you really, like, you know what I mean? You can just be like, oh, I'm friends of a friend. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and that's perfect. Like,
no
one's going to question it unless they really know. And, like,
I feel like drinking. Throughout the night, or I'm not sure if this is part of their plan, but it kind of seems like it. They plant seeds throughout the whole party. Like they have a game plan, obviously. Like and like I think everyone is kind of like realizing who they are because at the end, like we were saying before, like they end up becoming the life of the party. Yeah, they end up becoming like everyone knows them, and like you said, they do a toast, and then they start eating cake with the bride and the groom, and you're like, what the?
And it's just like
he's all this guy right here, and he's all.
So obviously, their whole plan is to sleep with women, but like you're saying, it's like they. They literally will party. They go to the wedding ceremony. They party. They get to know everyone. And then they finally go, like, they're just like, they're there to party for sure. Like, they want to party first. And then, like, the girls, whatever, next. And then, at that one point, they're in the church, the pews, and they're waiting. And he's like, they're scoping out like they're their girls. And, like, Owen Wilson, he'll act like he's crying. And the girl's like, oh. And then Jeremy, he's like, oh, I want that girl in the hat. And he's like, so I'll never get a girl in the hat. He's all, well, that purple girl in the hat I fucked the shit out of me.
And then like the people in the pews, because they're at the church, right? They turn around. And then he goes, Tourette's. He's got Tourette's.
I'm not going to apologize. I'm a coxman. But yeah.
Oh my god, this is probably one of my favorite scenes, bro. I was like, for some reason, sorry, random little side story here for you, if I may.
You may.
I always watch this movie late at night. I don't know what it is. It's just like one of those movies I have to put on at night. And like this scene, dude. It was like 3 a.m. This is before I had my child, but dude, freaking, I was dying, bro. Like hard laughing, dude.
I was cracking up
in this
too.
scene, dude. I'm so glad that you like this scene too. But go ahead and set it up.
Just like throughout the whole movie, but yeah, dude. I mean, one of the really good openings for a movie, because like it's just like it just sets the mood for the rest of the movie. You know, these guys, you know, are what they're about. You learn everything about them in the first like 10, 15 minutes of this movie.
Yeah.
And my favorite sequence is the whole shout, yeah, everybody shout, yeah. And then you know, you guys, I love crab cakes. You know, he's just like,
he's on.
He's there to eat.
Yeah.
But I just love it. Like, it's just crazy, like how they're just so like in everyone's face, and like, but like you said, everybody loves them.
Yeah.
But then they hit the wedding of all weddings, because you know, John's like, I'm tired, man, my feet hurt. He's like, no, we got the weddings of weddings. You know, the Senators, which is played by the great Christopher Walken.
Yeah, because I think like he sells them on, or Vince Vaughn tries to sell them on it because they're so rich that they're gonna have really great food.
I think that's what it is. Yeah.
You remember that? He tries he tells I need you there. Yeah.
But it is a very nice wedding. I mean, the whole
definitely
the after part of the reception.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're there. That's when, you know, they pick out their targets, which John happens to kind of fall in love with Claire Cleary, and Vince Vaughn goes for the Gloria, which is hilarious. But yeah, you know, they're trying to plant their seeds. You know, you got Owen Wilson. He's I'm gonna try dancing with the flower girl, and then that's when we meet the mom, Kat, or Kathy, I think her name is Kathleen. And I didn't know she's like a big time actress. She's like been on the like old James Bond movies. Jane Seymour is her name. I didn't even realize that.
Yeah, she's a pretty like big actress.
Yeah, she's very.
So it's funny seeing her, and then like, you know, obviously we get that scene with her breasts, and
I know
it's just interesting to put her in that like sequence after all these like.
Well, she goes, I want to try dancing with somebody your own age, and then she danced with him, and she said, oh, how long have you been married for the senator? And she's like, 30 years, and I've been faithful for 2. And he's like, well, he's like, enjoy the party, and she just walks away.
Yeah.
And that's what
we did, you know, sorry, I want to say something before, because I was trying to set you up for that scene. One of my favorite ones, the ones in the pew, after he says, I'm a coxman. And then this is when you get the part where like we said, they always have a plan. They're strategic. They kind of like, they read back, they have backgrounds. They understand who they are. If any questions is answered. This is kind of the scene that like actually, you know, really, really, you know, shows you that. Mm-hmm. And freaking this guy comes in, and then he sits next to him in the pews at the church, and he goes, oh, how do you guys know the bride or groom or something? I think the bride. And he goes, oh, we're Uncle Ned's kids, and Aunt Liz or something. Uncle Ned. And then he's I forget how he says it, but he goes, yeah, he's all, oh, okay, how are they? He's all, well, you know, Aunt Liz sends her regards, she wish she could be here. And then Uncle Ned just pouting around or something like that. Then he goes, well, yeah, regards. He's all, she's dead. And then fucking Vince Vaughn comes in with the save, and he goes, yes, from the grave. She sends her regards
from the grave. He's like, we become very spiritual after the death.
And then he grabs it, he goes to his cheek, and he goes, thank you so much. This is what we needed, brother, or something.
And he's always like, rule number 38, you always get a crasher that's alive, or something like that. Like, always just
oh my God. He's like,
they have this whole rule book.
Dude.
And they just shout random numbers and just say some stupid stuff. Yeah. Never leave a fellow crasher behind.
I'm sorry, that scene, I didn't do it justice. But geez Louise, dude, if you guys can find that on YouTube, that scene is so hilarious.
It's pretty sweet. So yeah, we got, you know, and then we got Vince Vaughn's Jeremy. He's trying to make his way in. He's like, I'm gonna make balloon animals. And then, and then, you know, got that kid. He's like, make me a bicycle clown.
It's funny because like, his shtick for this wedding in particular is to be the like the adorable big lug that like is there to help like kind of like be fun with the kids and all that. So he starts making a bunch of balloon animals, and that's when we get that little kid that like he asked for that bicycle, and he's all I can make you a bicycle, but it's gonna take too long. How about a giraffe? And he goes, make me I want a bicycle, clown.
He goes, shut your mouth, funny guy, and make it like just a little.
Yeah, jerk. And then he goes, why are you yelling at me?
And he makes a pretty darn good bicycle. And we were talking about this earlier. How it's like I was kind of annoyed at the fact that he looks disappointed. The kid looks disappointed in the bicycle.
Yeah, it's like what?
What were you expecting? Like you were actually gonna ride this bicycle? Like I just don't understand. Well, that's pretty darn good. But again, like this just shows like the extent these guys go through to get laid. This guy knows how to make balloon animals and balloon bicycles. Like, oh, it's so good.
It's interesting, bro.
I would have even been willing to see his giraffe. That'd probably been cool. So, John goes to make his move with the senator, and he's like, oh, Senator Clary. He's like, I read your paper on the economic impact. He's like, you read my paper. He's like, sit down. And he starts talking about sailing.
Yeah,
like,
and then he tells...
Good man.
Yeah, he tells him, if only the Congress weren't so short-sighted. He's all, short-sighted. Good word. Or something like that.
He's how about me and you go smoke a couple cigars on the deck? And he's like,
Stogies?
Why not? Oh, dude, that guy's great.
My God.
It's hilarious how like they're just so like bonding. Like they're bonding, like they're talking all sweet, and then
yeah.
You know what? I'm sorry, I forgot to mention this part. Let's go throwback.
No, you're fine. No, go ahead.
In the wedding montage scene. This is how good they are. Like they're all talking at a table, and then all of a sudden it shows Owen Wilson goes, and then I said jabroni, and then everyone's like, ah! But that's like how it is with this guy, because he's busting up. I like this guy.
Yeah.
And we didn't mention though how he first went up to Claire, and started guessing like the wedding gifts. Like, fondue set.
That's right. Yeah.
And then she's like, what? And it's super.
I wanted to ask you this, if you caught this during that moment, before, like not too long before. Sorry. He's with Vince Vaughn, and he has a really nice box that he's going to give as a wedding gift. But he says, I'm going to go put this box of like air or something. Is that insinuating that he didn't get them anything? He says it's just a nice box?
Probably. I didn't really even catch that part.
Yeah, I caught it today when I was watching it, and I was like, wait, is he just saying that he didn't get him anything? Because it sounds like, I'm going to go give him a box of air or something.
And then maybe that last box she gets is he set it up. I don't know.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe. Who knows?
But I mean, what are the chances,
Yeah. I mean, I feel like at some point you would not want to buy any gifts because you're buying so many for the wedding, because they are going through a ton of weddings, dude.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, or something just super basic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, but like in that whole scene, it's kind of dumb because like obviously she's playing along with them because like you can just say anything really, like just dumb. But like anyway, I'm psychic, you're psychic. But anyway, they meet again, and they're talking. And then she's like, "You're a big hit at this wedding," and he's like, "Oh, everyone's so nice."
He's like, "Everyone's full of shit." And she's
that's right. And then she's like, then she wants to give a toast, and she tells him not to say something. So it's funny. And ends up not being funny.
And then she asks him, "So what's love?" And then he says, "Love is." And I don't know I don't know if he says it right. It's your significant other something on your other side. I forgot how he says it, but later on, she uses it.
Yeah, and it's a big hit.
I don't like what he says. It sounds kind of cheesy, but I guess that's the point of it.
That's the point of what else he said. Yeah. I mean, it was probably worse what she said before.
Yeah.
And then, Jeremy, he ends up hooking up with Gloria on the beach. He's telling that same story. We lost a lot of good men out there. She's like, I'm Marvin first. And then, they end up banging, but then she reveals she's a virgin. He's like, oh, like he's all freaked out. Like, cause she's like, I love you. We're going to get married. And like, oh, it's so good. And, he gets stuck. Then they end up getting invited to the lake house. And then they're talking. He's like, all right, we have to go. And then, John wants to keep pursuing Claire. And then they start talking about this story about like, remember that one night I followed you till 3 a.m. to get like sushi or something like that. He's all, it was my first Asian. But my favorite is how Gloria is stomping.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
He's all, it's like a kid's at Toys R Us.
She's like holding her nose or something, right?
Yeah, she's like plugging her ears and like closing her eyes, like I'm not listening. I'm not listening.
Yeah. Oh my god.
So they end up going to this boathouse, and like it's so funny, like how like they just or lake house, whatever it is. It's so funny how they're just randomly like they're invited. Obviously with some persuasion, and then you got Owen Wilson, Baba Ganoush. We forgot to mention that.
Oh, yeah, we forgot to mention.
He calls him that. So they get to this house, and they play a football game. well, this is where it's revealed that John or Claire has a boyfriend, or which is Bradley Cooper's Sack. Like, why Sack? Like,
I feel like it's like such a douchey, like upper class guy.
Yeah.
That he has to have a name that it's equal to it. Like yeah. And he's like, because you have 10 years of bloodline. Either Christopher, I don't know why it sounded like that. Christopher Walken doesn't sound like that, but
and he has like a friend named Trap. Like, is this like what the rich people are called?
Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, they start playing, and it's super hilarious. And I forget what the friend's name is, and they sack Owen Wilson or Vince Vaughn. He's like, "That's what I call a sack lunch." But it's so weird how like Owen Wilson's character is like so up on Claire, like he's grabbing her. He's oh my god, and she's like so playful with him, and like the boyfriend's right there, and like just beating up Vince Vaughn. So it's like it's kind of a weird dynamic.
Definitely is, dude. I noticed that as well, and I'm like, am I tripping? But if they're related, wouldn't they be cousins? You know what I mean? Because
I don't know if they're cousins. I think it's just Sack's father is probably a rich, powerful man.
No. I'm talking about Owen Wilson and Vince Vaughn. In the story, they play a family member. That's right. Now, I'm not sure if they're a family member of the guy. Yeah, they're brothers, but I'm saying like their family, they're connected to this family. You know what I mean?
Oh, yes.
Because that's why they say they're Uncle Ned's kids and all that stuff. So I'd be like, that's kind of like your cousin, right? Sure. I was thinking about that the other day, but I'm like, this a little incest. Obviously, it's not, but I'm just saying.
Interesting. Yeah. Wow. You just blew my mind.
Yeah, dude. I just crashed your wedding, dude. You know, I see what I did.
But yeah, the football game's sweet. And then we get intro to the Todd, which is the brother, the painter. He's
like, what did you want to? You don't want to play or something?
You want to play, Todd? He's like, no. He's like, will that make you happy? Because they don't appreciate him for being.
He's like, where are you going? And he's like, I'm going to my room to paint homo things.
That's later.
Oh,
that's at the dinner. But
that's right.
That's where heads at.
Oh my
God. I like how Sacks Jeremy's character, and then Senator goes, nature versus nurture, Lodge. Nature always wins. I don't know if he says Lodge or whatever it says.
Yeah, because his last name is Lodge.
Oh, that's right. So Vince Vaughn's character's down, and Gloria goes to patch him up, and she's like helping him. She's like, "Where's my little friend?" he's on timeout now. Little friend's on timeout. Yeah, you know. And it's like, and she's like,
I think we're moving a little too fast. He's all, it's just become physical.
She's like, my dad's right. I'm just another notch on your belt.
Dude, the way she slaps his freaking his kneecap, you know where he has the cut. She goes, and then he's all stop, and he's all. What is it? What?
She plays the crazy girl really good.
She really does, and then she says, "And if you leave me, I will find you.
I find you." And he's all He got the wrong person. But they're all at dinner. You know, it's all nice, and they're all having conversations, and then I think that's when they do the rose or the prayer, and Owen Wilson puts like little drops in Sack's food water.
Yeah, he puts eye drops.
Right? Oh, was it eye drops?
Yeah, he puts eye drops. And I want to say this because it's funny. Before even this movie, when I was like in elementary school, someone had told me about eye drops and putting in someone's drink. I think that can like kill someone, bro. Oh, shit, like genuinely, I think that can like kill you. I think that's like really like poisoning yourself.
Oh, yeah.
But I mean, it's a movie.
Yeah.
I just wanted to say that because I remember that when I was a kid.
Little jerk. Wow, interesting. Yeah, but he's like, what do you do? He's all a venture capitalist for the church, nonprofit. Like they're just total BS story. That's like, but they're like, they're working it. He's like, yeah, we give back to the community. He's just like, I hate to play the bill, but we got to make some money. We got to try to like they're so dumb.
And he's like, what's it called? And then like freaking Gloria grabs his Vince Vaughn's penis,
starts jerking
and then he goes, holy, and then he goes, holy shirts and skins, or something like that.
I forgot about that. Yeah, she starts just rubbing up on him. He's like,
yeah.
He's all just joking around. Feels so good when he jokes.
She's like going like hard. She's going ham.
Yeah, that's when Todd is like, I'll be in my room painting homo things. Like he leaves. Like they just have a little fight. But like
they're just
connects them a little bit.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. They connect with each other for a bit. Somehow. Like yeah. He said, I forget what he tells him. I think it's about his art.
No, it's more of John's character though, because he's like, oh, it's very impressive that you've been to this school. You know what I mean? But like I forget what Vince Vaughn says. But yeah, like later on we learned that he was after Vince Vaughn. So Claire's, I need to get some air because like Sack takes off because he's not feeling good, obviously, and then he's like, yeah, and I don't get this part because he's like, I'm gonna go get some air. He's like, I'll grab some air with you. He's like, I just gotta go change my shoes. It's like, why did he have to change his shoes? Why couldn't he just gone out there like?
I don't even know.
And the best part is, it's not even his shoes. It's because they're providing clothes for these guys.
That's true. It's freaking Secretary Cleary's stuff.
Yeah,
I think
it's like so interesting. Like, oh,
it's weird. Yeah, I think, and I might be mistaken here, my little pigs and bacon, but I think that he went to go change his shoes because I think they said that they were going to go for a walk.
I thought she just said some air, but maybe he thought they were going to go for a walk.
Yeah, because at some point they say, or he says, or she does, because Christopher Walken comes out, because we forgot to mention, freaking Sack, he gets a stomach ache and he's all, can I be excused? And he runs away because he has to vomit or whatever.
Sack, my boy, what's wrong?
And then when he goes outside, Secretary Clary, Christopher Walken's character, comes out and he goes, hey, Sack's not feeling too good. Maybe we should go check on him. Yeah. And then she tells him, oh, maybe we should postpone this walk.
Oh, okay.
So that's why I assume that he got his walking shoes.
Oh, because they had the kind of similar kind of happens to the end too, I think, where they're supposed to go on a bike ride and then he ends up wanting to go hunting. He's, oh no, I'll miss out on this. And then Senator's like, come on. But anyway, we'll get to that point. So yeah, Owen Wilson goes to change his shoes, and that's when we get a cat comes in. She goes, she starts hitting on him. She's like, "Feel my boot." Like, I just got them done. She's like, "John doesn't give a crap about my tits." And then he's like, "Look, cat." And she's like, "Call me cat." And he's like, "Cat, kitty cat, call me kitty cat." And then he says like, "Cat," and he's like, "Kitty cat," and he's like, "Kitty cat." He's like, I feel wrong for doing this. And she feels him. She's like, she goes, pervert.
She's laughing, no?
Yeah, she's laughing. She's like, pervert. He's like, huh? And then this is probably my favorite part of this, the movie. She goes, this
is the one we quote a lot.
He goes down and then he meets Vince Vaughn up the way. He's all mad. He got jerked off under the table. Yeah. And he's like, where is she? And he's like, I just had her touch her breast. He's like, what? So you're complaining about that and I had to touch her breast? He's like, what were they like anyway? What were they like anyway? He's like, with the boat for speed or comfort? He's like, what'd you do with them? Did you motorboat? Play the motorboat? He's like, you motorboat son of a bitch. You old sailor, you.
He's like, the way he does it, oh God.
You motorboat son of a bitch. You old sailor, you. That part is good.
Very good, dude. What if, dude, if I were to sell like this movie to anyone, if any scene, I love the one that I was talking about in the church pews. Mm-hmm. But if I were to show someone a scene of this movie, it'd be this one. It's so hilarious. I think it encapsulates like the overall tone of the whole movie.
The relationship,
everything.
He mad, but then all of a sudden he's like, "Oh, you're still hitting, like
you're still on the prowl."
You're still good. It's hilarious.
Are they built for speed or built for comfort, dude?
What'd you do? Did you motorboat? You play on the motorboat?
And this is where he talks really fast. Where you're saying as well, like he does that fast.
Oh my gosh, I had to pause it because I really wanted to get like what he was saying. But yeah, that's we already talked about Claire and John's conversation where it gets cut, and this is the scene I don't like. The scene where they had this cute little montage, and John goes to see if she's still like awake in his room, and then she does the same. You remember that? How they're all creepy.
I do. Yeah. It dude, that's not the scene that I don't like as well. Okay, because it's not a great scene, and it has like this really weird like rock song, like where it's and you love it. I don't know what it is, but whatever. It's like kids.
It's like I'm not invested enough in the relationship yet. Like they had just still started, but obviously she's intrigued because he says the right things, but it's just a little and she's
And she has a boyfriend.
She's had a boyfriend of 3 years, but obviously, she doesn't. He's a dick.
He's kind of a dick, yeah.
But my favorite part of that night is Jeremy gets waking up by Gloria. She puts like the sock in his mouth.
And she has him tied up.
He's like,
it's funny because he's, he doesn't realize, but as he slept, he's such a heavy sleeper. She freaking tied him up.
And just like, I'm gonna make your dreams come true or something like that. He's like, I don't know. But then that's not even the night, Then we got Todd comes in. He's all like, he's like in his underwear. He's all, we had a moment. He's all, no, we didn't. He's all, I made you a painting, and that painting is sweet, dude. I want you to make me a painting like that.
Dude, I want you to paint me like that.
And he's like, let's play tummy sticks. But then
it's funny because that's another. It's obviously this is quotables.
Yeah.
So honorable mention here. That's one of the quotes that me and freaking Lex used to like always say to each other when we were at like work. We'd be like, let's play tummy sticks. I think we went to Vegas one year and we kept saying that throughout the whole.
That's too good, dude. And it's the funniest because the senator walks in and like he's like looking at him. And I don't even know why he's talking to him. He's all. Well, first we forgot to mention how he sees him. He's like, my dad is not just another notch on your belt.
Oh, yeah.
But anyways,
and then he grabs the rope.
And he goes in there, has like this weird pep talk. He's like, I'm kind of a light sleeper. And he just like grabs onto the rope. He's like, and he looks at the painting too. He's like,
I want to say something because I think the reason, and this is like me reaching a little bit here. As a sailor, you got to know your knots. So my assumption is he taught his daughter how to do great knots because he's a sailor, right? Or he owns a boat, and so him seeing that those knots are well tight.
He's impressed.
I think that's why he was fascinated by. He's like, okay,
that's true. That makes sense.
I think So I was thinking about that, and I just wanted to mention that because I was like, he just grabs the rope so casually, doesn't say anything of it, dude. Oh god.
So the next morning they go for like a little boat ride.
Well, did you talk about freaking Jeremy being in the closet, right? Todd. And then Vince Vaughn's going like this.
Todd's in the closet.
He's like, oh, Todd, sorry. I don't know why I said Jeremy.
But it's funny because he's trying to hide. He tries to go under the blanket with him. He's like, no.
Oh my god. I just wanted to mention that because I thought it was so
I'm going to
hilarious.
skip a little boat ride. It's kind of like, I don't really need to know.
Yeah, I don't care about that ride, honestly.
It just shows how John doesn't know anything about boats. He's like, John, my boy. But then after, they go on a quail hunt.
Mm-hmm. And then freaking Sack looks like utter garbage, bro. His like eyes are all like, he looks like he's just been throwing up all day.
But he knows something's going on with these guys, so he's like, all right, I'm gonna show up. And then like they're all talking. John and Jeremy's like, I don't even know what fucking quail is. He's all, yeah, I used to sneak away and go quail hunting. And he's all, it's like a human being, get you fucking jacked up. He's like, what? He's like, like the dangerous game. You don't hate to race. It's so weird. But he
tells him he's all, you got a fucking problem with it?
I don't understand. Oh, go ahead, sorry.
No, you're fine. He's all, freaking Sack tells Vince Vaughn's character, he's all, yeah, fucking problem? And he goes, and then he's like, no, I don't have a problem. He's all, let's fucking hunt or something. He says something like that.
He's all, let's go talk to your therapist about it or some shit. Or the Buddhist.
Oh, that's right. Because he saves. This is funny. We didn't even mention this. I'm sorry. Let me rewind, dude. If you like that noise, he like talks about that one scene where he's talking about the little like the sea otter, or something like that. He saves because it has oil or something.
That's right.
And
but he's like also talking about it with football, and he's like, oh yeah, I'm sorry, I have anger. I'm seeing a Buddhist about it.
Oh, that's why.
He's all, not just the Buddhist. He's all out of it. He's just some the Gandhi,
the Dalai Lama. Gandhi's dead. Dude.
He's gone.
He's gone.
But anyway, back to the quail scene. I don't understand why Sack shoots his ass.
I don't know, but it looks like he's trying. I don't know if he was aiming for Owen Wilson. I thought he was aiming for Owen Wilson.
The best is Owen Wilson flies back. But yeah, it's just weird and like it just, I don't know, I don't get it. And then
I know he just got like buckshotted in the ass, dude. Like that's like all he would have died if you know what I mean. That's dangerous.
Yeah. So anyway, like she's patching up his ass. Gloria's patching up his ass, and like she reveals that she's not a virgin. And that's when Jeremy kind of gets like, oh, what? And like kind of falls in love. And then Claire and John, in the meantime, go on a little bike ride, and they kiss. But Sack proposes. Fucking Sack. But he had already talked to somebody, his friend named Trap, about finding out about these guys. He's like, yeah, find out. And then remember, he's all like that prostitute you banged at the hotel. He's all at the hotel and on the cab ride. He's all, you crazy son of a bitch.
He's all those little sluts. He's talking about
the
Peace Corps girls.
Oh yeah.
No, he's talking about Peace Corps girls or something, like the girls that kind of helped him do stuff. Like they did it for a reason or something.
That's right.
And that's when he goes, he's all those little sluts.
That's right.
The way that's when honestly that scene right there. So Bradley Cooper's kind of a jerk ass the whole time, but like that scene made me hate him even more. Yeah, I was like, damn, he's a piece of shit.
He's a piece of crap. Yeah, he's cheating on his girlfriend. Even later, he talks about, I'm gonna bang that or some girl.
It's like the bartender at the. Yeah.
So Jeremy, he starts talking to the father, who's for some reason just staying at their place, spilling his bones about the girl. He's like, Father, can I confess to you quick? He's like, this broad, she fucks 3 days toward the weekend. he's like, maybe I'm a little fucking crazy. He's like, I had an imaginary friend named Shiloh. We would play checkers every day, and bless his heart, Shiloh would always let me win. Is that where you got bless his heart from? Because you always say bless his little heart.
Yeah, I don't know, maybe, dude. I didn't even I've heard it. I didn't even catch that. You just blew my mind. You just crashed my mind.
Sorry for the cursing too. I'm just quoting the movie here. This is how it is.
Yeah, I mean, we can't. It's hard to go sugarcoat around when the characters are very, like.
Very
sailors.
Explicit.
They're sailors with their mouth as well. Yeah.
But Jeremy and John's little plan is foiled. They send them packing. Todd's like, I want my painting back. Or no, he's all, Jeremy tried to seduce me. He's all, I did try to seduce you. He's all, I want the painting back. He's all, it's mine. I'm keeping the painting. And then Todd even smiles. He's like embarrassed. And then, but it's funny how Gloria's still like, she's still in love with him. She's like,
yeah, of course.
No, he goes, your painting was a gift, Todd. I'm taking the painting. And I love how he's carrying it.
He's carrying it, dude. I wonder
if Vince Vaughn kept that memento. I'm sure he did.
Dude, I feel like if I was Vince Vaughn, yes, dude. Why wouldn't you?
It's a sweet painting.
It's a sweet painting. It's like it doesn't look the best for him, but like it's just good enough. It's good enough to be like, damn, that's hilarious to keep.
That's super sweet. So they're back to their jobs. John's sad because he didn't get Claire. But Jeremy, he's still talking to Gloria. He sneaks. He's all sneaky. He's a bunch of those panties into a little ball and put those panties in your mouth. He's like, yeah, just like that. He's like, hey, John, what's up? And John has this whole elaborate plan to get Claire back by going to this party. But Jeremy's not on board, and he's like, oh, I'm sorry. He's like, fine, I'll help you out, Baba Ganoush. They have the John gets there, and and then he meets up with that butler that we didn't really mention, the butler for the senator. But he's like on John's side. He doesn't like Sack because he has this moment with Sack where Sack's just total dick with him.
I think he's like their not their butler. Isn't he like a caretaker kind of to the grandma? Is what I thought he was.
Yeah, that's true.
Because we're like
myself, asshole.
Yeah, because we didn't even mention the grandma's a little racist and like a little mean.
Yeah, she's just super quick. Yeah.
There was also this other scene that we didn't talk about with Sack and how he, we talked about how he calls his buddy Trap, tells him to kind of look into the guys, but we didn't talk about how like they end up finding out and all that stuff, and then that's when they get dragged out with the painting and that. And I just wanted to mention that just in case we like kind of like stumbled over it, but.
So they're at this party, and John's there, Jeremy's not there. John ends up getting his ass beat by Sack and his friends, and then he goes to find Jeremy, and he ends up hooking up with Gloria. He's all, rule number 5, you're an idiot. And then Jeremy's like, rule number 72, never walk away from a crasher wearing a funny jacket.
Because he gets beat up by Sack, right, and all that.
Yeah, and then it's revealed that Jeremy, he's gonna get married to Well, first he's talking to Glory. He's like, I feel like we should take our relationship to the next level. She's like, oh, you like invite those two guys from the baseball game? You can watch us do it or something. He's like, I was talking about marriage. But she's crazy. She's Jeremy crazy.
Yeah, she's wild. She's wild.
Then we have this little montage of John just being sad, and he calls his voicemail, and he's all, this is John.
Whatever.
Like, who does their voicemail like that?
I don't know, but okay, so now I'm gonna this is the scenes that I don't like. Okay. This is the part like that I genuinely tune out from the movie.
Drum set? Just kidding.
Yeah. That's right. I forgot about the damn drum set. No, this is like the moment in the film. Like, obviously we needed it because it's like a kind of like a moment of realization that he had done something so bad that he couldn't get out of, or be forgiven for what he had done. Mm-hmm. So like there's this whole little moment of him like being sad, but I just don't like it. And for some reason, bro, I'm sorry, dude, I tune out. Like, I'll start being on my phone, and this is the scene. I'm just like, I don't really care for it. Like, I think it's just because it's sad, and the overall tone of the movie, like that shift change is like, oh dang, this was like dark for a bit.
Yeah, I mean, but like there are some good moments in there because he's talking to the kids. He's all, love doesn't exist. He's like, and I'm not picking on love because I don't think friendship exists either. He has the balloon hat on him.
Yeah. He freaking kisses the bride. This is where he kisses the bride.
Yeah, it is a little sad. It's a little spiral. Yeah. And then, like, and we forgot to mention this, too, that Jeremy comes to visit to tell him he's getting married. And he's like, oh, I didn't forget, it was his birthday because that's his tradition about Sunday the night. And like in the receptionist in the very beginning, she's like, isn't that kind of weird? He's all, yeah, I'm sorry, it's a little weird for a friend whose parents died a night before his birthday and his best friend, just that's his little thing. He's like, we didn't forget. And, John's like, it's my birthday. But then we get an intro to a great character.
Yes. This was a surprise when I first saw it. Like, I didn't expect him to, they just, pop out.
They just squeezed him in. Like, the movie is like, there's literally like 20 minutes left of the movie. Mm-hmm. And we get Chaz, which was the one who taught Jeremy how to crash, played by Will Ferrell. So he gets to his house and he's like, it's Chaz's mom, and she's like, pick up your fucking skateboard. But then he's like, who are you? And he's like, oh, I'm Jeremy's friend. He's like, oh, why didn't you say so? Give me a hug, brother. He's like, God damn, you almost nunchucked you. And he goes, so where's Jeremy? He's like, he's getting married. He's like, oh, what an idiot. He's like, good. More for me and you, though.
Yeah.
And then that one chick comes down all sweet. She's like, hello, Chaz. Oh, he's like, okay, baby. And they start making out. And then he's like, what? Where did you get that girl? He's like, you know what? I will have some meatloaf. He's like, you want some?
He's meatloaf.
What is she doing in there? He's like, I never know what she's doing in there.
What's funny is before, like, he does this like really dark sense of humor where he goes, how did he's on crashing funerals. No, and then he goes, he was skydiving, and he's like, idiot.
Her boyfriend just died. He's like, what? He's like, Mom, the meatloaf.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's a pretty dark turn.
Yeah, and I think that's the point of it, right? That's like he's going down that spiral, and how low can he go?
And that's what he has this epiphany that this is not what he should be doing. He should go get the girl because they go to the funeral and you got Chaz. He's all laughing. He's like, oh, God damn it!
And he's going, yeah.
So bad, dude.
Like he's dry humping her, basically.
That's when he's like, damn you, Roger! Damn you! But that's when John, he looks over and he sees the wife is like super sad, and that's when he realizes, like, wow, he's like, this is so sad, and like, that's when he goes to
this is a little too
Claire's
bad.
Wedding. He's like, hey, he's the best man, and he tries to talk to Claire. He's like, pretend I'm not here. I'm not a nut. You look very pretty by the way, and that's all I'm gonna say. But he keeps talking, and then like she has to walk away. And he has this big old final speech. He's like, I crashed a funeral earlier. He's like, with Chad, who's a total nut, by the way. He's like, but he might be a genius. He's an innovator. But yeah, he finally, Claire's reconsidering marrying Zach. And, he's like, no, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, Senator, back me up. And he's like, it's Claire's decision. And he's like, Claire, get your ass back on the altar. And like, just total dick, like, makes it. And that's when everybody sees like his true colors.
And then like Vince Vaughn just fucking
wails and punches him hard, and he says, "Go see your Buddhist about that." And he gets the girl. You know, they end up kissing, and then it's so cute. And then Chaz is in there. He's like, with every death, there comes rebirth. It's the circle of life. And he's looking at Todd.
And Todd's all smiling.
He's like, but yeah, they all take off happily ever after. And then, like, they talk about going to a wedding. And then Claire's like, or a folk band or something like that. Like, they're all in on it. And then Claire's like, yeah, one last crash, I guess, is what the point is. I don't know if they're going to keep crashing. Is that their thing, just to go to party at weddings? I don't know.
Well, they say that they're making Wedding Crashers too. That's in development.
I feel like that's been in development quite some time.
It's been like in this development hell for sure. Like they keep like talking about it, but very recently, 2021, as we speak on it, they were saying like, oh, they're actually working on it and it's going to come sometime. Mm-hmm. So that is the end of the film.
Yes, it is. And I guess I can say they didn't get the we didn't get the sequel, but they came out the Internship, which was they try to like redo the whole Vince Vaughn and Owen Wilson duo, because they make a great duo. But I never watched it personally. I don't know how good it was. I heard it wasn't the best.
A lot of people disliked it. I actually recently watched it again, and I really enjoyed it. But then again, like that's the thing about me. I'm very biased with certain things. Obviously, we're all biased with things we like. Where Vince Vaughn is, dude, I'm going to enjoy it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think they do a good job in that film. But, I mean, we're not talking about Internship right now. We're talking about Wedding Crashers.
Exactly.
Now Lex here.
Yes.
My buddy. Baba Ganoush. What did you think about this film overall, man?
Well, I really like it. I love this movie.
Good man.
You old sailor, you. I would put this in the rewind category, because I can tell you, and you know, our rewind meaning has changed. You know, it's not an every year movie I'll see, but it was a movie I will put on every once in a great moon, just to put on, you know, because it's so funny and just like, and it's definitely an acquired taste. You gotta like Owen Wilson and Vince Vaughn, otherwise you're gonna be like, okay, it's not the movie for me. But even then, there's just some moments you're like, this is, if I'm gonna introduce you to an Owen Wilson and Vince Vaughn movie, this would probably be the one. Even though there's probably not many. But, I mean, they always kind of star. You know, they're always, you know, they're like the Adam Sandlers. You know, they always have their same people that are in movies. They're like that, too, right? Really love this movie. Recommend it. Watch it for a great laugh. What about you?
Yeah, dude, going off of you here, definitely worth a recommend. Rewind it for me. I think I watch this movie every time it comes out on a streaming service. Like, usually, I think we had it on Netflix for a bit, went away. Stop watching it there, and then HBO now has it. So as of the time we're talking about it, it's on HBO Max, and I watched it again. And dude, such a funny movie, and yeah, like you stated, probably one of the best. And I think one of the few that Vince Vaughn and Owen Wilson come out as a duo. I'm sure there's more. I don't recall out of the top of my head right now. I know the Internship, right? We just discussed, but yeah, dude, this is probably the one that I would like, the best way to introduce you guys to these characters, like not to these characters, but this duo.
Yeah, definitely.
And and dude, I'm glad that we talked about it. It's one of those movies that's near and dear to my heart, and I didn't think I enjoyed this movie as much as I did until I rewatched it now, and I was like, dude, this movie is impeccably good. Like, it's hilarious.
Interesting little trivia I just read right now. So apparently, if Will Ferrell did not accept the role, Nicolas Cage would have been the choice.
Oh my god, dude!
But I can't see anyone else in the role. But
dude, Nicolas Cage is sweet.
I mean, it's Nicolas Cage.
I wonder how he would have. Oh, that would have been so good, dude. I always wish that we had some sort of like way to, just a random little side fact again, if I may here. You know, when you watch Back to the Future 1, the original person that was going to be Marty McFly wasn't going to be what's his name right now, on top of my head? I can't remember his name.
I can't remember right now either.
Jesus Christ. Whatever. Well, the main character of the movie wasn't going to be Marty McFly. It was going to be a different 80s actor at that time. And they filmed like a full like scenes with that guy, but something happened with the cast where there was Michael J. Fox. Thank you so much. And something happened with the cast where they didn't like the character, they didn't like that guy, so they fired him, and they had to like go back to the drawing board, and they had to get like Michael J. Fox to do all the stuff again. But like, I want to, you can still see that footage. of what he did. And dude, so it's such night and day, bro. It's like he's not Marty McFly, bro. He isn't.
Yeah,
like, you know what I mean?
Michael J. Fox is so perfect in the role.
Yeah, so I'm curious. I would love to see if they did have like some sort of Nicolas Cage.
We'll definitely have to cover Back to the Future at some point. That's a classic movie.
Oh, that's a classic movie. Yeah,
because what's his name just doesn't seem to age. The Doc.
Dude, the other day I saw him. He looked a little more decrepit.
Yeah, he did. That's his name.
But you're right, dude. Christopher Lloyd. He
was old during that movie, and he's still going, man.
I think it's all those prosthetics that they did. Now he looks like how he did in the movie.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, like, which is kind of cool. I think the de-aging of it, or you know what I mean,
whatever they do, re-aging,
re-aging.
So yes, that was Wedding Crashers. We hope you enjoyed the episode. Watch the movie. I would recommend. Again, we're on the Tube, we're on the Twitter, we're on the Instagram, we're all over the place. Talk to us, give us a shout out. We're willing to chat. We'd love to hear what you guys have to say. Maybe even guest star on a podcast one day. Like how that rhymed, I didn't expect that to do that. Ernie, you have anything else to say?
No, man. As always, like you said, you can find us on Twitter, and I would like to thank all the audience for tuning in every week. I really enjoy some of you guys talking back to us. I know we don't have a lot, but we do have a couple friends that always will tell me oh, the episode was good or something, which is pretty neat to hear. I know it's our friends, but I'm
friend.
We're just kind of starting. We're kind of getting our foot in the door. It's the second season. I was reading some statistics saying that you need to be doing podcasting for a few years to actually garner an audience. So we're on the way there, man. We're going.
Statistics. You've seen Fun with Dick and Jane?
Yes.
Your statistics. That's another one.
That's another good movie, dude.
I agree with you. Well, very well said.
Hey, let me ask you one last question before we move on from this. All right. When is it too early to start watching Christmas stuff?
I want to say...
Is it before Thanksgiving or right after Thanksgiving?
It's kind of hard because a lot of holiday movies kind of take play into it, right? I would say just that week right after Thanksgiving week,
okay.
Right? I mean, that's, we usually record Tuesday, Wednesdays. The Wednesday would be December 1st if we did record on that day.
Mm-hmm.
So, what about you? I mean, are you trying to get in those Christmas spirit, aren't you?
I'm already trying to get in the Christmas spirit, and that's the reason I ask. Is prior to this, during the month of November, there's going to be a ton of new Christmas stuff, like that new 8-bit something with
Neil Patrick Harris.
Yeah, with Neil Patrick Harris, and then and then we got a new Chris. What's his name? What's Santa Claus's name? Nicholas
Kringle.
Chris Kringle and Nicholas, whatever.
What I really want to watch is the one with Mel Gibson where he's Claus.
Yeah.
I've never seen it, and I want to check it out.
I heard it's actually really good. I actually heard it's really good. So see, that's the reasoning, because we have so many Christmas movies, so little time, and I want to just
get in there, grind them out.
Get in there. I think I'm gonna start, dude. I don't know. I'm sorry, guys. I love Christmas.
So here's another question for you. People say it's too early to start Christmas music. What about movies?
Oh, see, that's why I asked.
Exactly.
Okay,
that's a good
sound
point.
off on the comments section here. I would love to hear your guys' take on this. I feel like a lot of people have some sort of discussion. Yeah, definitely have to put this question out there on the Twitterverse.
Good stuff. Well, I don't have anything else. What about you?
No, that's good.
To go. Well, thanks again for listening. We are Quotables. My name is Lex.
And I'm Ernie.
Good night.
Good night, guys.